Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're exploring common mistakes made when stockpiling supplies for survival situations. From natural disasters to economic downturns, effective preparation is key. To help you on this journey, we'll delve into 10 common mistakes to avoid. This way, you'll be able to build a reliable and useful supply cache. So, are you ready to enhance your preparedness strategy? Let's dive into these common mistakes and learn how to avoid them. The first common mistake is overlooking water needs. Water is the essence of life, yet it's often underestimated in survival planning. It's not just about storing enough water, but also having ways to purify it. You might think a few bottles will cut it, but consider this. You need at least 1 gallon per person per day. And that's just for drinking. What about cooking, rehydrating freeze-dried foods, washing, and maintaining hygiene? These tasks all require water too, and if your supply runs out, you'll need a way to purify more. This could mean investing in water purification tablets, a quality filter, or learning how to boil water effectively. So when you're planning your stockpile, remember, water is not just for drinking, it's for cooking, cleaning, and so much more. Plan accordingly. Next up, the lack of backup power options. Imagine this, a storm hits and your power goes out. You're not sweating it because you've got canned goods and water. But what about your refrigerator, your heating, your lighting? These are all crucial elements to consider in your survival plan. It's easy to overlook the need for alternative power sources, but they are essential in a prolonged power outage. Solar panels are an excellent renewable energy source, providing power for lighting and charging devices. Backup generators, on the other hand, can keep your heating system and refrigerator running, preventing spoilage of food supplies. Don't forget to consider the fuel for your generator. Whether it's gas, propane, or diesel, having an ample supply is just as important. And remember, power isn't just for comfort. It can be a lifeline, powering medical equipment or communication devices. Having a backup power option is not a luxury, it's a necessity. The third common mistake is focusing solely on short-term supplies. It's easy to concentrate on immediate needs, food and water for a few days, a first aid kit, a flashlight. But what about the long haul? What if a crisis lasts for weeks, months, or even years? Our focus should not be limited to short-term emergencies. Planning for long-term scenarios is equally important. This means considering things like shelf-stable foods that can last for years, renewable energy sources, even seeds for growing your own food. We must also think about skills and knowledge, learning how to purify water, for example, or basic medical care. These are invaluable resources in sustained emergencies. Remember, it's not just about surviving the initial crisis, it's about being able to sustain yourself and your loved ones for as long as necessary. Balance is key. Prepare for both immediate and sustained emergencies. Another mistake is ignoring food variety. While it might seem convenient to stock up on your favorite canned soup or freeze-dried meals, this approach can lead to a condition known as appetite fatigue. This is when you get tired of eating the same foods over and over again, which can cause you to eat less, leading to a lack of energy and potential nutritional deficiencies. This is particularly crucial in survival situations where maintaining your health and strength is paramount. Moreover, relying on a single type of food can leave you vulnerable to nutritional deficiencies. Each food group provides different essential nutrients, and missing out on any one of them can impact your health negatively. So, when you're stocking up, try to include a variety of food groups. Incorporate different sources of proteins, carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, and fats. This doesn't mean you should ignore shelf life. Just strive to strike a balance. Variety is the spice of life and survival. Next, not practicing with your gear. It's easy to fall into the trap of buying all the latest survival gadgets and then tossing them into a closet, untested and unused. This is a grave mistake. Every piece of equipment in your survival arsenal should be something you are intimately familiar with. It's not enough to simply have a solar-powered radio or a water purification system. You need to know how to use them effectively. Picture yourself in an emergency situation. The power is out, the water supply is compromised, and you're scrambling to get your gear operational. This is not the time to be fumbling with instruction manuals or trying to figure out how things work. Practice with your gear regularly. Understand its ins and outs. Know its quirks and its capabilities. Don't let an emergency situation be your first test run. Remember, your gear is only as good as your ability to use it. Another common pitfall is neglecting non-food items. In the rush to stock up on canned goods and freeze-dried meals, it's easy to forget about the other essentials. We're talking toilet paper, hygiene products, medical supplies, and the like. These items are just as vital as food and water in a survival situation. Imagine trying to maintain cleanliness without soap or toilet paper. Not a pleasant thought, right? Or picture needing to bandage a wound but having no first aid supplies on hand. These non-food items are often overlooked, but they could make a world of difference in an emergency situation. Also, consider the tools you might need: a good multi-tool, a sturdy flashlight, reliable fire starters. These are all non-food items that can greatly improve your chances of surviving and thriving in a crisis. So next time you're adding to your stockpile, remember to include these non-food essentials. Don't forget, survival isn't just about food and water. Next, forgetting entertainment and morale. It's easy to overlook this aspect of survival preparedness. After all, in a crisis situation, isn't it all about the basics: food, water, shelter? Yes and no. While physical needs are paramount, we must not forget the human spirit's need for a morale boost. Imagine being holed up for weeks or even months with a strict regimen of survival tasks. It's enough to dampen even the most tenacious spirit. This is where the role of entertainment comes into play. A deck of cards, a board game, a good book, or a harmonica can become priceless commodities in a prolonged survival situation. They can help keep morale high, provide a sense of normalcy, and alleviate stress. Moreover, they can foster a sense of community and togetherness vital in maintaining the group's overall morale. Remember, even in survival situations, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Another mistake is underestimating quantities. When it comes to stockpiling, it's easy to underestimate the amount of supplies we actually need. It's not just about surviving for a few days, but potentially weeks or even months. Therefore, calculating realistic amounts of supplies is essential. You might think a few cans of beans or a pack of batteries will suffice, but when you're in the thick of a crisis, you'll quickly realize that every item counts. Consider your daily usage of each item and multiply that by the potential duration of an emergency. Are you prepared to go without a trip to the store for a month, 2 months, 6 months? It's important to plan for the long haul. Remember, it's not about hoarding or overbuying, but about making sure you and your loved ones have what you need to weather any storm. When it comes to stockpiling, it's better to have and not need than need and not have. Next, the lack of security measures. It's easy to overlook, but it's a crucial aspect of effective stockpiling. Just imagine, you've gathered all these essential supplies only to have them taken away when you need them the most. That's a situation no one wants to find themselves in. So, how can you prevent this? It's all about implementing security measures. Firstly, consider the storage location. Your supplies should be stored in a secure and hidden location to avoid drawing unwanted attention. Secondly, look into physical security measures. This could be anything from locks and sturdy containers to more sophisticated systems like surveillance cameras. And don't forget about digital security for any tech-related supplies or information. Lastly, it's vital to have a plan for how to guard and protect your supplies in various scenarios. Remember, your stockpile is only as secure as your weakest link. So take the time to ensure every aspect of your stockpile is well protected. Finally, not planning for pets. Our furry friends are often overlooked when we're planning for emergencies, but remember, pets are family too. And they have needs that must be met. Just like humans, pets need food, water, and shelter. So, when you're stockpiling, don't forget to include pet food and any special dietary supplements your pets may need. Also, consider a portable shelter or carrier for your pet in case you need to evacuate. Pets also require medical care, and in an emergency, veterinary services may not be readily available. So stock up on basic pet first aid supplies and any special medications your pets require. And don't forget comfort items like toys or blankets, which can help reduce stress for your pets in a crisis. Your pets depend on you for their survival, and by including them in your preparedness plans, you're not only ensuring their safety, but also maintaining a sense of normalcy in times of crisis. Your furry friends need to be prepared too. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can ensure your stockpile is robust, balanced, and ready for any emergency. Let's quickly recap what we've covered today. We opened our eyes to the critical importance of water not only for drinking but for various other needs. We talked about the necessity of backup power options and discussed why focusing solely on short-term supplies can leave you vulnerable in the long run. We delved into the importance of food variety to avoid appetite fatigue and nutritional deficiencies, and highlighted the necessity to practice with your gear before a crisis hits. We emphasized the need to stockpile non-food items and touched on the often overlooked importance of entertainment and morale boosters. We also discuss the pitfalls of underestimating the quantity of supplies needed and the dangers of leaving your stockpile unprotected. And finally, we stress the importance of including your pets in your emergency plans. Remember, successful prepping is not about hoarding supplies, but about smart planning and execution. It's about foreseeing potential challenges and crafting a strategy that allows you to meet them head-on. It's about ensuring that, in the face of adversity, you have what you need to weather the storm. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more practical prepping advice, and share it with your fellow preppers. Have any questions or want to share your own stockpiling tips? Drop a comment below.